Don't ever complain about paparazzi. Don't complain about invasion of privacy. Don't complain about the long hours.
I don't know anything about what makes me happy at this point. I really don't.
Wealth, attention, and fame, for a superstar, is a world that seems like an endless dream. But sometimes dreams can quickly turn into a nightmare. And sadly for Liam Payne, fame itself became a prison.
The band hated each other. Like, to come to blows, hate each other.
The predators of Hollywood, who controlled his fame, and the very success he once dreamed of ensured it, began to eat away his soul.
Is there a moment where you look back and say that was the lowest moment for me, that was the pivotal moment?
I had a few of them. I was worried how far my rock bottom was going to be. Where's rock bottom for me? And you would never have seen it. I'm very good at hiding it. No one would have ever have seen it. I mean, I don't even know if I hit it yet.
Now listen, there is much to his untold story, because behind the sense of camaraderie with his bandmates was a bitter truth that tragically left him with a haunting emptiness. This is the untold story of how One Direction broke Liam Payne.
I feel like more than anything at this point, I'm more disappointed in myself for the keep on hurting people.
You see, in 2010, young Liam Payne stepped onto the global stage as part of One Direction, each member with unique dreams of making it big. And truly, their talent was undeniable. But this rise is what would set the stage for the heavy price of fame each was going to pay, particularly for Liam. As their fame soared, so did the pressures surrounding them.
You know, the day the band ended, I was like, thank Lord for that. And I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me for saying that, but I needed to stop or it would kill me. And I was like, thank the Lord.
He appeared the most disturbed, and behind his charming smile was a young man grappling with how his life was set up in the first place. And to say he did painfully express himself in interviews 3 years ago is more disturbing, because the reality was that while fans saw the surface of this, his experience was really far from simple.
You're working with producers who've done it for years. You're like, there's no way you'd have the confidence to be like, well, I think we should do it like that.
The longer that we're staying in a band, the more control that we feel like we're getting over everything.
With the truth thereof being that people really didn't get to understand how much this pain felt to him. I mean, the constant travel, endless scrutiny, and relentless expectations took a toll on his mental well-being. The very thing he had chased began to feel more like a cage rather than a dream come true.
And I just need to take a little bit of time out for myself, actually, because I kind of became somebody who I didn't really recognise anymore, and I'm sure you guys didn't either.
It's sad to even say that he was trying to be perfect, to always be the best version of himself, but the overwhelming pressure while in the boy band just found a way to lurk into his mind, to have the best of him. Same as when Zayn came forward that he wanted out.
This job is f***ing challenging at times, mentally.
Being on stage in front of thousands of people, I think it's a really normal place to experience anxiety.
It's no secret that the primary forces behind the formation of One Direction in Hollywood saw the opportunity as another front for controlling and preying on the lives of young little talent.
Part of the reason One Direction was made was because of Simon's promise to me that in 2 years, I'll make this work for you.
Wow.
So he kind of started with my face.
Do you like Simon Cowell? Sometimes.
Many would even argue that if Liam had opted out of the group early enough, just like Zayn, odds are he would never have been this broken.
It's a nice feeling to come out of a place where you are being told what to do.
And reflecting back on the boys group before they announced their hiatus, the media, fans, and management often played a role in dividing them, which is another side to this story. And the young men who had started as friends were now competitors against one another.
This is the most tense video of One Direction ever seen on camera. Most of them look sad and angry, and the two are obviously just trying to keep it together.
And the reality was that Liam was being pulled in different directions. He longed for normalcy, for peace, but it was a luxury fame refused him.
My life's been so controlled to a point. Day sheets, security guards, you know, anything, and it's all everybody else is dictating puppet master crap over the top of your life.
Liam had nowhere to turn to, and the late 31-year-old found himself descending into a dark place, spiraling into a well of guilt he despaired. Though in his own words he sought escape in drugs and multiple rounds of alcohol consumption, believing they would dull the pain. However, it felt as though Liam wasn't completely aware that the temporary relief they provided would come with a heavy cost.
There's some stuff that I've definitely never spoken about to do with it that was really severe. And it was a problem. And it was only until I saw myself after that I was like, right, I need to fix myself. And I just didn't like myself very much.
In simple terms, this led him deeper into a cycle of self-destruction. And for much of his time in the boy band, the highs of fame were followed by crashing lows, as you can even see in multiple videos.
I was so angry at what was going on around me, and instead of taking a look inwards, I decided to look outwards at everybody else, and I just think, I just took it out on everybody else.
Liam appeared super isolated and unmoored. And well, those were the signs all along. Even when the group got dissolved, the entirety of Liam's life wasn't still put together. His life came crashing down while still being alive. One could also describe these moments as heartbreaking because the very day he joined One Direction was the beginning of an overwhelming pain and loneliness he would never have wished for. Even though he described his struggle with alcohol as a coping mechanism, it didn't seem like they did solve anything.
And like I say, I never want to come on these things and whine about stuff. Like, I made my own choices in life. You know, being an alcoholic, doing whatever else, that was my choice. So, you know, it doesn't have to be whiny, but it's just like, there was a sacrifice, and I know what I did sacrifice to be here. You know?
The public pressure of trying to keep up with such a toxic career felt just too much, and I mean, who wouldn't crumble from such a personal struggle? Even looking back at him during every performance, it was difficult to gauge how he really felt about the band, probably because he was incredibly skilled at wearing a brave face, laughing, or smiling in public. Tough times don't last is a common saying people share, but Liam's reality was sadly the opposite. And just after Liam Payne's death, his cousin, Ross Harris, opened up about Liam's final month. He revealed their moments of laughter, creativity, and also the weight of unspoken struggles. Ross shares, "My young cousin. It still doesn't feel real and probably never will." Sadly, the two had reconnected in recent months, spending long nights together in songwriting sessions, planning for the future, and simply enjoying each other's company, just like they did as kids. Ross did also speak fondly of their time spent doing stupid impressions, stupid which really says a lot about both of them. And yet, as much as they laughed and planned, it was clear to Ross that Liam was fighting his own battles. "We didn't need much to have a good time. When you see someone after so long, it's like becoming the same person you were back then," Ross recalled. And the most worrying part of Liam's public struggles was how he confessed 3 years ago that he was very good at hiding his pain, which raises the question, did Liam suffer even more pain than we know? Another thing was that Liam was a man who wanted everyone to win, often going out of his way to ensure the success of those around him. Ross, who also knew Liam beyond the stages and studios, saw a compassionate side of Liam that the world rarely witnessed. In Ross's final words to Liam, "Rest easy, little cousin. You were taken far too soon." And apparently, when Liam did confess his struggles, fans were happy that, at least once again, his future looked promising because Liam truly appeared determined to rediscover the joy that fame had stolen from him. But unfortunately, the darker side of Hollywood exploited his pain, pushing him further to meet the demands of fame without regard for his well-being. The story of Liam is complex, as all isn't as much as it appears to be. Things often come with a cost, and in the context of Liam's situation, this cost is one that leaves multiple scars on its victims. One Direction may have brought Liam as well as his ex-bandmates global success, but now it's certain one thing is for sure, which is that in one way or another, that group surely made each and every one of them suffer, leaving them with the burden no amount of adoration could ease.
I never really wanted to be there. I think I kind of always wanted to go.
I hope wherever Liam is right now, he finds peace and solace. Rest in peace, Liam Payne.